Wonderful. Welcome, everyone. This is the Instant Cash class where we're going to learn how to optimize our tool called Evo Plus. It is in your back office and it's all things wholesale pricing for lodging, right? So that whether that be vacation rentals, hotels, resorts, anything with lodging. Okay, so that's wholesale hotel rates. Um, a couple of things. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Angela Hines. I am an IATAN card holder multiple times, and that is from booking groups. My background is I was an executive assistant for a top telecom company for over 15 years. I did a lot of conferences, rallies, meetings, retreats, those type of things. And after getting laid off, I decided, I want to travel a bit, and I entered into this really for the perks, just to be honest. And then I thought about it and I said, wait a minute, I've done conferences, meetings, and retreats. I should be able to take this business and use it use it with the legacy knowledge I already have, right? So that I say this to say, think about the things that you've already done, that you've already accomplished, the ways in which you serve others, whether it be in your family, in your church, in your community, and then also how you work, right? What skills do you have? This is not a career or opportunity that is an or, it can be an and. This is something that you can say, I can do travel because I've done this in my past life. So I'd encourage you to think of that, especially as I know many of you probably are new and you're probably thinking, gosh, I have to create a whole new skill. It can be integrated into something with things that you've already done. So I'd encourage you to consider that. So yes, as I mentioned before, I book a lot of groups. I absolutely love it. I've done it in the past with my corporate job, so why not do it with this job? I've been doing this for about 4 years and absolutely love this industry. It is forever changing and it helps you with growth mindset, growth strategies, all the things. No one travel thing is alike. So this is a great place to be. I am glad you are all here, immersing in the training and investing in yourselves. We are going to talk about Evo Plus, as I mentioned, and how to make instant cash. We have multiple ways to make money in this travel business, especially in the industry in what you've chose to be a part of, which is Evo and Archer. And with Evo, they give you multiple streams of income. So instant cash is one. Traditional commissions is one. So traditional commissions, just to give you high level overview, traditional commissions is something like if you book with Royal Caribbean, and the commissions are going to go to Archer, and then Archer's going to pay you the commissions. Okay, so that's traditional commissions. So anything where you use a supplier, then you have to go through Archer to get your commissions, and then you have to submit a commission tracking form. Anything that starts with Evo is specific to wholesale pricing. That's how I remember it, right? So anything that says Evo Plus is a wholesale provider that you can put your commissionable rate on top of, okay? If it is Evo Rewards, I encourage you to write Evo Rewards down in your notes, because Evo Rewards is also in your back office, and it is a wholesale supplier as well. Okay, and now Evo Rewards is anything from ordering flowers or oil changes, concert tickets, theme park tickets, flights. So much is in Evo Rewards. It's almost like an entertainment book, if anybody remembers those, right? Has so much stuff in there. So definitely don't sleep on Evo Rewards. All right, I am going to jump in and share my screen here.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Wait. Evo Rewards, so can you book like packages through Evo Rewards as well? Is it just Evo Plus that you can actually book travel through?
So you can book flights, hotels, I think even car rentals through Evo Rewards. But as far as a package where they're all together, no. So they're more a la carte services. Great question. I would use a supplier that actually does packages. Exotica does packages, flights, um, Expedia Tap does packages. There's a lot of other suppliers that do these packages. We have so many tools. Like it is great. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Here is, you guys should be able to see this now. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go over three pillars. One is the instant income mindset. I believe this is the foundation of whatever we do is the mindset. And then the instant deals. How are we going to find those on Evo Plus? And then how do we convert that into instant cash? Okay. So when we talk about mindset, the mindset is, especially with this tool, no one's going to tell you how much commission you should get paid. Not with Evo Plus. Okay. It is not built in to the pricing either. So don't think, well, I don't know what to charge, so I'll just let Evo Plus figure it out. Guess what? You're not going to get any commission. This is wholesale rates, and I'll show you what that looks like. So you have to put your commission on top of that. And the reason why I put it in mindset is because there might be $1,000 on the table. And you might go, I don't know. I just started 2-3 days ago or a week ago. I don't know how much to charge. If you shrink into that mindset, right, then you're not going to charge anything. Or you get into your limiting beliefs. I haven't done this that long. I don't have my business name. I don't have my business cards yet. I can't really use this Evo Plus thing. Then that is definitely going to limit you. So I'd encourage you to look at the examples that I'm going to give you and imagine $1,000 on the table. How much of that would you want to charge in your commission? I also think that pairing this thought with you are a service provider and not a discount meal is really helpful. Okay. So, what I mean by that is a service provider is that I might not always be this as low as Costco or um, or AAA or even Expedia online. I'm not maybe at lower pricing. Maybe I can't find the same or lower pricing than them all the time. A lot of times I can. I'll show you on Evo Plus, but not all the time. But if I'm always going with pricing, that's not a sustainable business model for me. But I know one thing I am confident in and I can always sell and I can always do is my service. Okay. I know that if you book with AAA or Costco, you won't get me. That's one thing I'm sure of. And so I really elevate that level of service, right? Because we're service providers. We don't always like get the like best pricing. And think about how you shop. Do you always shop for the lowest price? Or does service matter to you? Right? So consider that in your own business. That service should matter. So elevate your brand with your service, right? All right. So by even doing that and setting yourself up in that way is definitely going to help you win. I know that that is something I had to learn really early on when I started this business. And then what do you fear, right? That's also in the mindset. I fear I'm not going to get any clients or I don't have my business cards. Like I mentioned, I think I have to have my website set up for first. Guys, jump in and I'm going to show you how to do that today. That's why we introduced Evo Plus to you so early because we know that this is an income producing tool and we want you to jump in, even with what you have now. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to believe in the tool. And then all I need you to do is think about and really work on believing in you. One way that you can do this is by being conversational and relational, right? Now, if I were talking to Petra and I said, hey, what are your travel plans for the rest of the year? Right? She would say, oh, well, I think we're going to Italy at the end of the year. And we've got like Florence. Well, I want to go to Capri. I want to go to Naples, all of those type of things. Then man, I can hear her excitement. I can hear what she's planned already. I can hear what she hasn't planned, what pain points she might be going through. Rental cars really hard to get. Should I take a ferry to Capri? All of those things. Now I can interject and say, I will have access to wholesale hotel rates. Do you want me to help you with something? Right? I position it, especially guys, if you're new, is what about if we came and approached people with a conversation, right? And then we started to be of service, not so much sales, but service. How can you help them? Right? Because I'm listening to Petra and I hear a couple of problems, a couple of things that have already been accomplished, a couple of things that she's working on. Like you can hear where people are at. And most times when you ask people about their travel plans, they smile, right? They're like, oh, I'm working on this or I'm working on that. Guys, this is a great industry to be in. People are not like, I don't want to talk about that, right? They want to talk about it. They want to brainstorm with someone. If they could offload this responsibility and task onto someone else, they definitely would. So position yourself to be of service. Now, another thing is, what if someone were talking about it? I'm talking to Teresa, and Teresa says, I've already got everything planned. I've got my hotel in Lake Tahoe, my rental car. I've got a couple excursions. Everything's booked, locked, and loaded on my credit card. I'm like, wow. Does that mean I can't offer Teresa anything? What do you think?
No.
Yeah, I can. You're right. Because I could say, well, I have access to wholesale hotel rates, Teresa. Do you
Right.
want me to take that same hotel and look it up for you and see if I can find you a different rate? Right? So when I say wholesale to you guys, what does that mean? What does that mean to you?
Discount.
Yes, right? Discount, lower pricing, bulk based pricing, those type of things. People tend to lean in a little more. They go, wait a minute, what did you say? What you have access to what? Right? They want to know a little bit more about what you have access to. So this is a way to position people to stop, to listen, to be intrigued, right? And then for also you to position yourself to be of service. You can do this now. You don't need any extra skills. You didn't learn anything. You can do this now. And then the other thing is, what about cruisers, right? Now, I know I said that Evo Plus is only for lodging, but think about the people who fly in the day before a cruise, right? They fly in. Like, I live in Southern California. I fly into Miami, Fort Lauderdale. I got to fly in on Fort Lauderdale next in June for convention, and I'm going on a cruise pre-convention, right? So those type of things are, how do we help people with what they're already doing, right? So I would say, oh, Lauren, so you're going on a cruise. Did you get your pre-cruise hotel stay? Oh, you know what? I still need to book that. Well, you know what? I have access to wholesale hotel rates. Do you want me to look something up for you? I'm happy to help. Right? Or post cruise hotel. I have people that are going to Barcelona for a Mediterranean cruise. Um, how about I help you? Or do you want to stay in Barcelona after the cruise a couple of days? Your body will already be adjusted to the time zone. This is a great way to explore Barcelona. They thought, oh my goodness, that's a great idea. I may not have booked their cruise, but guess who's going to book their cruise next year, right? Me, because I was able to be of service by booking a hotel. This is a way to get in, guys. And then you'll have repeat customers guaranteed, right? So conversational and relational. Those are just a couple of conversations or tools that you can use. So one thing after we talk to them, right? We need to be able to capture their name, their phone number, and their email address, right? So maybe we're at I don't know, graduation party, and then all of a sudden you were talking about how we can be of service to them. We're not going to ask them for all of this information now. We need, hey, you know what? Let me call you later on this week. I need to get some information from you so that I can look up the best hotel for you. Okay. So get their name, phone number, email address, and then we're going to go over these things. Lauren, you had a question?
Yeah, do you ever just like leave business cards like randomly at like airports or like other places like with your information on them?
Yes, I was just in Honolulu 2 weeks ago, and
Or
I
like while you're
was,
on vacation, you're just kind
oh
of,
yeah, all the time. I was in the bus depot, and that's where the Ubers and Lyfts come. And I
mhm.
just put some cards there, and an agent that I was with, she put some cards over there, and then she was like, "Did you see that? Somebody picked up my card." Right? So
Yeah.
yeah, you could do that.
Okay. Cool.
Absolutely. So when you are qualifying at that prospect in front of you or the client, potential client, you want to get maybe create a Zoom call so that you can see them, talk to them, especially if you've already met them before, you already have that familiarity, or get them on the phone. No texting back and forth and no emailing back and forth, guys. This is where you want to create a like, no trust factor. This is pivotal. Okay. So you want to get the destination, right? Where, of course, where are they going? What are the dates? The brand, hotel preference, right? Sometimes people belong to Hilton Honors or Marriott Bonvoy. They have a loyalty program. Get that information if they have it. How many travelers? What's that adult children configuration look like? How many people per room, right? That matters. Is grandma and grandpa going to be in this room and then the rest of the family in another? Are the kids going to be in a separate room because they're 17 and 15, right? How many beds in each room? Um, what type of beds? What type of view do they prefer, right? If they're going to be in an all-inclusive, do they care if they're looking at the garden view, or is it better to put them at that beachfront view because that's something that they really want? All of this affects the pricing. And then with Evo Plus, it's really important that you ask, are they ready to pay this wholesale rate in full? This is important because with Evo Plus, there is no reserve now, pay later option. Okay. It is pay in full. And the reason is it's similar to airlines, right? Like you get this great rate, you got to really hone in and secure that before it goes away. So I always tell them pricing and availability is subject to change, right? And so because it is a wholesale rate, we only have a certain amount of them and then they go away. It's kind of like going to Costco. You see your favorite chips, they're there for a month, and then all of a sudden you're like, where did they go? Those are really good. Was that seasonal? Oh my goodness. So same thing with the wholesale pricing. Now, I am going to show you, before I get to that last bullet point, I'm going to show you something that we have for you. And at the end of this class, I'm going to send you lots of links.
Angela,
And yes,
question. I'm assuming, and I just want to be clear, if a customer asks me, like, hey, I want you to book this hotel, I have points. I'm assuming we can't do that through the Evo Plus, right?
you're correct, Sarah. No, you
Okay.
can't book through the points. And also, it's better if the client calls, because even if you tried to do it on their behalf, the hotel's going to go, how do you have access to this points?
Oh,
This is not your name. Like it's a whole security thing. So
gotcha.
I've been on three-way with my clients if they've done it for airlines or for hotels, but you don't necessarily need to be on the phone. They need
Gotcha.
to
Okay.
secure that themselves. Great question.
Thank you.
So this is the land inquiry form. Okay. So land, questionnaire. Basically, we already have this for you guys. This is something that you fill out. This is not something you send to your client for homework and let them figure it out. This is something that you need to complete. So basically, you have it at your desk and you're writing down as you're talking to the customer. Or you could be on a Zoom call and be like, hey, I'm going to take some notes while we're on this call together. Right. And as I mentioned before, I am going to give you this link so you have it.
So the
Yes.
link that you just showed, the form, it will be
Yes.
in a link that you're going to send us
Yes.
that we can print off ourselves. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. I will send that to you in the chat notes after the class and at the end of the class.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so when we have this time to kind of talk to them, we're going to create a quote sheet, right? We're going to create something that has 3 quotes: good, better, and best. Okay. That's what I call it. Something that's good, better, and best. But in order to do that, we need to ask some important emotional questions, right? We've already asked kind of the logistical questions on that form, but what's not on that form are emotional questions. Emotional questions like, if money were no object, what would you want to do on this trip? This helps me get to know you. Oh, I would love to be right on the beach. I don't want to hear any kids. I'm hearing adults only, all inclusive, right? Or I want to eat my way through Europe. I'm like, okay. They're like, I've never been to Paris. I'm going to strategically place them near restaurants and cafes. Like when you hear what they want, what they desire, then you get to know them a little bit and what they like, right? Someone that wants to go bar hopping and going to different clubs in Las Vegas, I need to put them probably on the strip. It may not be my vibe, but it's theirs, right? It is important to ask them what they want. Otherwise, guys, you might make the mistake of booking them in the way that you like to vacation. Okay, so make sure you ask emotional questions so you can get to know them. This will allow you to create a quote sheet that has 3 options that are strategically placed for them, right? You heard them say, I like to do X, Y, Z, and then you find locations that specifically pair up to that. Okay, so good is probably right at budget. Right? I heard them say this is how much they have to spend. It's probably right at budget. It might be a 3-star. It may not have all of the amenities that they dream and wish for, but hey, I heard you. This is what the pricing is. Now, I like to go a little bit above that and go to a good. Well, I heard them say that they wanted to be in a resort that was near the water. And I also heard them say they would love to do an all-inclusive, but they don't know if they can afford it. I'm going to put that all-inclusive on there as the best option because you never know. They might say, oh my goodness, Sarah, I didn't know that I can do this all-inclusive for only $800 more. I think I want to do this, right? So you never know what they will and will not do. You never know what they can and cannot afford, even if they give you a budget. Some people will always go outside of their budget. I find that all the time with my clients. So it's better to give the good, better, and best. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you another link. Another link. It's a quote sheet. This is the hotel quote sheet. It's a free Canva link. And basically you have you can have the dates on there. You can have the ability to put in the name, all of this is editable. So you can put in a little blurb about the hotel. You could put a picture in there and then you can put the pricing. The pricing that you see here, guys, is the wholesale pricing and your commission together. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. The other thing here is that you're able to put in, how many stars it is. And this little EP, that's Evo Plus. That's my breadcrumb trail back to where did I get this quote, right? We have access to beds online, to room res, to Expedia Tap. We have so many different suppliers we can get quotes from. So why not put in your kind of breadcrumb trail on where you got that quote from, right? So not all of them are going to be from Evo Plus. So you can use that strategy as well. All right, let's jump into an example. Does everybody know where to find Evo Plus?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. If you don't, then in the back office, you will see on the left-hand side, Evo Plus right under Travel Cafe. Okay, right under Travel Cafe. So go ahead and put that, click on that, and then you can get in. Great. Let's see if it's timed out. All right, so let's sign in. All right. So here you go. You can click, whoops. Looking happy. All right, Evo Plus. One of the first things I want to show you on Evo Plus, there are a couple of admin things that you might want to get familiar with. And the first one is the concierge. Right up here at the top is the concierge. If you click on that, you are able to see the phone number here, the email address, and this little area where you could submit a request and wait for a response. Okay. There are so many different ways to get in touch with the concierge. I like to call, but it definitely, your way of communication is up to you. So why I'm pointing you towards this is because there are, a couple of reasons why you might use it. If you need to modify a booking, if you need to do a name change, a refund, a cancellation, any of those type of things, you're going to need to reach out to the concierge. When you do a reservation on Evo Plus, you will receive the confirmation if you put in your email address. You're going to receive the confirmation, and then if you need to do a modification, there is no way to do it. There's no portal to go in and do the changes yourself. So you need to partner with the concierge service. Okay. Easy to do. Like I said, just make a phone call. You're also able to use this area here. Like if it's a simple cancellation and you're within the cancellation time period, if you're going to go here on the right-hand corner to your name, you can click on that and you can do your trips or booking history, and you can cancel straight from there. Okay. This does have your ability to kind of look in your profile and those type of things. So your bookings are in there. Another thing I'd like to point you to is the flag here. If you click on the flag, this gives you the ability to change to a language of your choice. We have agents all over the world. So if they want to modify it to the language of their choice, this is a great way to do it. And also currency. What if you have clients in different countries? You can click on the drop down arrow and change it to the currency and give them an accurate quote in their own currency. Okay. So those are a couple of admin things. Let's jump into an example on Evo Plus.
Hi, Angela. I had a quick question.
Yes. Yeah.
So, if a client wanted to cancel, does that affect the commission, or the commission is non-refundable?
That's a great question. The commission is non-refundable, and it's actually separate. Remember earlier I mentioned that you get to pick what your commission is, and it's going to be separate from the Evo Plus pricing. So I'll show you that in the example. But yeah, your commission can be safe.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Even if they cancel. Well, that's a great question. And it's also going to have to remember, or if I don't remember, please remind me to help you understand how travel insurance can help as well. All right, destination. I'm going to Cozumel in November. So I'm going to use that. Cozumel, Mexico. All right, so you can literally hit the drop down or the date field here, and you can click on that, and this calendar pops up for you. Evo Plus is great for future dates, not so much for last minute booking. So if you want to find something for next week, you might find inventory, but it's going to be pretty sparse because remember, they're wholesale hotel rates. So availability and pricing is subject to change. So something you want to do for next year, absolutely. Click here, and then you just click on the arrow. Let's pick something in next year. Let's do the 13th or the 20th, a nice 7-day vacation in Cozumel right after Christmas to kind of start the new year out right? All right, so here we are. If you click on the room area, this is going to have a drop down where you can add more adults. It's a default to 2, but you can add more adults or you could subtract. You can do a solo vacation. That would be great here. And then also children, right? If you click on the children and you're adding children, then you need to submit the ages. Okay. There's an age.
Welcome. To begin your
drop-down
search, use the search box. Enter your desired
from
location,
1 to
hotel name,
17.
or landmark, like the Eiffel Tower. Choose your travel.
Sorry.
No worries. So 1 to 17 is the age drop down here. We're going to go ahead and keep it simple to a 2 adults, no children in 1 room. Okay. Go ahead and press the search over here. And it is calibrating on all of the hotels, about 98 places in Cozumel during that time frame. Okay, so we can see that right here. One thing I like to use is this star rating. If you click on the star rating, you can do a sliding scale and do, let's say I want to do 4-star and above. You can definitely do that. You can put, Cozumel is the whole region, right? But if you wanted to put something a little more specific and you knew a town name, you could put that in there. You can also look at the map here if that's helpful. There's a lot of ways to filter. So we have here 33 places now that I've put the star rating category in. If you could see here, this is a Secrets Aurora Cozumel, and then you can see Hotel Puerto Libre and Cozumel, and then you can see just more and more resorts, Dreams. So there's all inclusives here, there's vacation rentals, there's all kinds of places here. Now, guys, if you're looking at this, you can see $990 for this. Look at this resort. You can look, click on the pictures and see more of the resort. This is beautiful for $990 for 7 days for 2 people. That's pretty good. And these are wholesale rates. So think of your vacation. Think of you not having to pay commission on it, not having to add an upcharge to it. You can actually use this for your own travel. I have done it several times. I went to Paris with my friend, and I was like, okay, this is your cost for the hotel. And she's like, wait a minute, is that it? And I was like, yeah, because I get access to wholesale hotel rates, right? So she was able to benefit from such significant savings. All right, so this here is the Secrets Aurora Cozumel. I'm going to go with this example. I love this tool right here. If you click on the compare price tool, this is going to have a pop-up where you're going to have Expedia, hotels.com, Agoda, Priceline, and booking.com. These are the consumer-facing hyperlinks, right? So we're going to do a price comparison right here with Expedia, an apples to apples comparison. And the tool is right here. So it's not like I have to go outside of this, log it in, put in the names. I literally click on here and it's going to autofill the number of travelers, the dates, the location, and it brings it up right here. So less work for me, right? It wants us to do the hyperlinks. So here we are. And you can already see off the bat, $3,150 compared to my Evo Plus pricing of $1,868. Same hotel, same dates. That's the difference in pricing. So we're going to definitely get out our calculator here, and we need to do an apples to apples comparison. And what I mean by that is, remember we qualified the client. We were able to ask them, where do you want to go? What kind of room do you want? Well, the type of rooming affects the pricing. So we need to look at what do they want and what is the pricing on Expedia and what is the pricing on Evo Plus. So we're going to go ahead and click on into each one of those. So clicking inside on Expedia allows me to see there's over 93 pictures. There's a little more blurb about the location. So if you wanted to put this on your quote sheet, some more information about the property, you could grab it from Evo Plus or from Expedia. Now you get to see right here the room stays, like the different types of rooms. We have this one is a junior suite pool view with a king bed. Okay. So if our client said they would love to look at the pool, or they would love to have access to the pool, or they want to swim out, or they want ocean view, all of that matters, and you can find that here. We're going to go ahead and with this option here. It's an all-inclusive. It has a king bed. It is fully refundable, and it is a junior suite pool view. Okay, I need to find the same room type and amenities on Evo Plus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click book. Right here, click on book. So this allows me to drill in a little more on Evo Plus to see if I can find that same room category. Once again, there's some information about this particular resort that you can put in your quote sheet if you want to give a description. And then we are able to see an Evo Plus junior suite, ocean view, king bed, all inclusive, refundable. That sounds like an apples to apples comparison to me. All right, that I'm able to find the same thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now that I found the same exact on both platforms, I'm going to do a subtract the pricing from the higher one, right? The higher one, of course, is Expedia. So we're going to go ahead and look at that. So that pricing is $3,150. Subtracted from our Evo Plus pricing, right here is $1,867.54. Okay, you see a difference of $1,282.46. Okay, guys, don't people already automatically think that Expedia tap, or Expedia, I should say, is a low price leader that they could, oh, you know what, I'll get it on Expedia, or I'll book it on Expedia. They think it's easier, faster, and perhaps cheaper. That's already a mindset thing that people already have. Guys, we see that's a $1,200 difference between what we have. So if you are doing price comparisons, then you can see the stark difference here. This is also something, as I mentioned earlier, you could save as well. But consider, because people have that mindset and they're already ready to pay what they would find on Expedia. They find the worth of $3,000 in Expedia's and they would pay it. Consider doing a price match. I want to put that as a seed in your brain because you can, right? You could make $1,200 and do a price match. Remember, I said your service is key, not the pricing, right? So if you want to do a price match, you absolutely, yes, look for a long weekend in Key West. Why not, right? You definitely can do a price match, okay? So I would consider that because people are going to pay Expedia pricing anyway. So why not make that money? Now, if you want to save your client money, you can absolutely do that. You could take this amount and you can divide it by 2. Let's say divide it by 2. You could say, I want to make $600 and I want to then to save $600. Or you can say, I want to make $1,000 and I'll save them $282. This is where you need to sit down, slow down, and figure out what is your strategy for making commission. Do not say, well, there's $1,200 on the table. You know what? I'm okay with taking, saving them $1,000 and taking $282. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you, hey, there's more money on the table. Why not? But no one's going to tell you how much to take. You can ask your mentor for guidance if you want to, but you've got to make this decision as a business owner. The other thing is, if the safe bet, I tell all the new agents, just take this number and divide it by 2. And some people just feel safer with that. Clients saving $641.23, and you're making $642, let's say. Okay. Now, is this the rule? No. This is a suggestion. Okay. But you are a business owner. You get to decide with Evo Plus how much you want to make. So 642, let's go with this for the example, 642 plus the pricing of the hotel, right? Pricing of the hotel matters because they have to pay for that. $1,867 and 54 cents. Okay, so that's $2,509.54. Okay. With that, you're going to put that on your quote sheet we talked about earlier, and you're going to send this over to your client. Okay. Secrets, we've got $2,509.54. This is in the quote sheet. That means your commission and the hotel fee is in there together. That's the total price the client would put on their credit card, and I'll show you how to do that. Does Evo Plus pay out commissions through ADP as well? No. No. So I'm going to go over how to do your own commissions. All right. So 2005-9, your commission is in there. We're going to send this out. One thing I'd like to show you guys is when you're talking to the customer, send it over to them and make sure you create a sense of urgency. Hey, get back to me as soon as possible. I sent you over a quote sheet that has 3 options. Get them back over to me as soon as possible and let me know which one you want to proceed with, because pricing and availability is subject to change. Okay. Not only that, guys, you want to be able to show them more of the resort, right? So just tell them, hey, click on the picture that you see there. And I've been able to hyperlink that picture with a link, and just go ahead and click on it. And it's going to take you to a site, and you will be able to look at all the pictures of the resort. Guys, I use this Expedia link. That's my hyperlink. Okay. So they're going to look at all of these beautiful pictures. We already have this. We've already been in Expedia. We already have access to all of these beautiful pictures. Why not use this so that their client can look at only your page and click on it and be able to see all of the resort, right? You may only have one picture there, but it's going to lead them to many more pictures. What else is this leading them to? Not only are they going to look at the resort, what else are they going to look at while they're here?
The higher price.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You send me here, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, well, she put me in Expedia. What is Expedia charging? Right? So you get to see either, oh, Angela has the same price. We have the same pricing. Okay, no big deal. I'll get Angela. Or it's going to be like, oh, Angela was able to save me $600. Either way, guys, it's a win. Okay. So I strategically placed the hyperlink on this quote sheet so that the client looks at not only the pictures, because you want them to look at that, but the pricing. Okay. So this definitely helps to build that trust with you and your client as well. All right. So now that they've said, you know what, I think this all-inclusive looks really good. 5-star, oh my goodness, and it's less than $3,000 for 2 weeks. I think this is going to be a great fit for us. Right? Oh, sorry, a week. I think this is going to be a great fit for us. Like, let's do it. Okay, great. I'm going to send you a credit card authorization form. I need your authorization to take your 16-digit credit card number and put it into the system to book it. That's what that's for. Okay. So where is the credit card authorization form? You might ask. That is in the back office as well. It's actually in Travel Cafe. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I showed you where Evo Plus was, it was under Travel Cafe. So to find the credit card authorization form, you're going to go to Travel Cafe. Travel Cafe looks like this. Okay. And you're going to go to something called Forms on the left-hand side. And here says Forms. And then you're going to slide over down to the third one is Credit Card Authorization Form. When you're here, you're going to go to the second one in and go down to the language of your choice. All right. And now you're able to, I'm going to zoom in a little more so you guys can see it. Okay. So credit card authorization form, guys, if you don't have your business name, don't worry. Go ahead and put your name. Okay. Put your name, your phone number, and your email address. Your address is not necessarily needed because you're not a brick and mortar company, you are online, so you don't necessarily need to put that. But please, please, please put your name, phone number, email address so they can get a hold of you. And then we have the phone number. Not phone number. We have the name of the client. So Jane Doe hereby authorizes Angela Hines, or the name of your company, right? Travel Agility, to process the credit card information provided for the reservation details listed below. Basically, they're saying, I authorize my 16-digit credit card number to go into the system to reserve this booking. The guest name would go there, self-explanatory. The trip type would be hotel. The supplier name is Evo Plus. That's who we're using. But I would encourage you to put next to Evo Plus the name of the hotel. So maybe Secrets Azul Cozumel, so that I know what's the name of that hotel that I booked on this form, right? The confirmation number, you can go ahead and put that there when you get it. But go ahead and leave it blank for now. The departure date and the return date, that's your check-in, check-out date. The contact name, this is the name, probably the same as the guest, but it could be different. It could be the name of the father of the bride. Maybe he's taking financial responsibility for all of the bookings of the hotel, but the guests who are checking in are the bride and the groom. So that's why there's a difference there. The name as it appears on the credit card, and the last 4 digits of the credit card number. This is very important because, but you may not have it. And if you don't have it, that's okay. Please fill in as much as you can. I know there's going to be some blank spots for things you don't know, but as much as you can, because remember, you're a service provider. So fill out this as much as you can. This red section is pretty important here. Whoa. And I want to let you know that basically this is telling the client, please, please, please do not put your 16-digit credit card number on this form or your code, because we will have an agent call you. It's for their protection, right? We don't want to put their full credit card number and then text it to you or send it to you over online. We don't want that security risk for them. So we're going to call them for that full digit credit card number. And then also asking them for a copy of their government issued ID. So whether it be a driver's license or passport, I like to collect the passport. I'm going to need it anyway most times. Either one is helpful and is required, okay? It's also asking for the front of the credit card. Some people are squirrely with this. You make that business decision if you need it or not, but I would never compromise on getting a copy of their ID, okay? That's non-negotiable. So the copy of their ID, whether it be their driver's license or their passport, is imperative with the credit card authorization. These two things, credit card authorization form and the ID, are imperative to do the booking. You don't do the booking until you receive those things. And the reason why, guys, people could have buyer's remorse. They could tell you their credit card number over the phone. I'll fill out that form tomorrow. I just wanted to give you the credit card number on the phone. Go ahead and book it. I'm in, and call their credit card company and they could cancel. Okay. And then you don't have an authorization form. You're not in compliance. Let's say that happens and they don't tell you, and then Archer calls you and says, hey, do you have a copy of the credit card authorization form for this transaction? You want to be able to say, yes, I do. And I also have a copy of their ID. Okay. So make sure you follow your own compliance for your own business, for your own sake. Okay, the total, guys, is going to be this $2,509.54. That is your commission and the hotel pricing together, remember? And then we have the expiration date, billing address. I get to put in here yes or no. There's a little bit of a lag. Wait until it kind of loads. Okay, there we go. And they could put yes or no. In addition to the dates, guys, no, In addition to the links that I'm going to give you, I am also giving you a link that says it has a training for travel insurance. Okay. I want to get you familiar with travel insurance and how to offer it. So I'm putting some trainings I've already done on travel insurance. Really quick, really easy. We have a supplier in the back office in Travel Cafe called Tinleg, Tinleg. Okay. So that's a travel insurance provider, and I do a training on that. Then this way you get familiar with it, you can offer it, and they can say yes or no. They sign, date it, and send it back to you. A little bit, I'm going to pause here in regards to travel insurance. Now, you saw earlier that when we go into Evo Plus, that the room itself is refundable, okay? But you have $642 on the line. This is, here we go. We got this junior suite ocean view, right? Do you see here? It is refundable, okay? But you have $642 on the line, as we mentioned earlier, and that is non-refundable. We're going to make sure we mention that on the receipt. We're going to mention it verbally, but I also want you to know that if they get travel insurance, then that is going to cover your commission, because travel insurance says, what's the total travel investment? Your flights, your hotels, your cruise, your everything. What's the total travel investment? I'm going to insure it all, even the commission that was paid out. Okay. So I encourage everybody to get travel insurance because it handles all those non-refundable items, including your commission. Okay. Just a little blurb about that. Okay. So now you have talked to the client, you've talked to them about the travel, the credit card authorization form. Create a sense of urgency. So this is when you're going to have that conversation. You know, you're going to say, hey, Chandra, I was able to submit the credit card authorization form to you. Do you think you can get it back to me in the next 10 minutes? And Chandra could be like, well, I'm driving right now. I'm not able to get it back to you in 10 minutes. It's pretty quick. And that's no problem. Drive safely. Just want to let you know that it is pricing is subject to availability. I'm like, pricing and availability is subject to change. Okay. So this kind of puts the seed in her head, like, okay, yeah, I need to get back to that. Pricing and availability is subject to change. Okay. So making sure that I always ask for 10 minutes, because guess what? When I say that, then they get it back to me in 30 minutes. But if you don't say anything, they get it back to you when they feel like it. Right? The reason why, guys, is pricing does change with Evo Plus. So please, please, please make sure you let your clients know that. Okay, so now they get it back to you in the next 30 minutes, and then all of a sudden I want to make sure that I mention these important things, right? So I say, hey, thank you so much, Jakia. I was able to get your credit card authorization form, and I wanted to call you because I need to get the credit card number. Okay. Remember, we don't have the credit card number. It's not on the form. So we need to call. Now, what if pricing changed, right? Then you can either adjust your commission, or you can call them and tell them, hey, the pricing went up by $30. Are you okay with that? And if they say, yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay, I'm going to send you an email right now and just authorize that email that you're okay with the new amount, and that it went up by $30, and that you're okay with it, and you authorize it, the need to run your credit card. And I'm going to attach that to the credit card authorization form instead of you signing a new one. Okay, so that's a way that you can work around that. Okay, so now you have, you got the credit card authorization form, and you need to have this important conversation. Okay, Lauren, I was able to get your credit card authorization form. I want to let you know there's going to be 2 charges on the credit card statement. One is going to be for the hotel. The other one's going to be a non-refundable wholesale processing fee. The total is what you agreed upon in the credit card authorization form. Guys, they're okay with that $2,509.54. They signed, they sent it back to you. They're okay with that pricing. They're okay with your commission. Don't get in your head about it. Okay. So the total, you're just being transparent and telling them there's going to be 2 charges on the credit card statement. Okay. So once again, there's going to be 2 charges on the credit card statement. One is for the hotel. The other one is a non-refundable wholesale processing fee. Okay. Why am I saying non-refundable?
Because they can't get a refund on the commission.
That's right. Right. No refund on the commission because non-refundable wholesale processing fee is my commission. Okay. So, I probably already spent that in my head. It's already gone. I'm shocked with it. It's gone, right? So it's non-refundable. All right. So we want to make sure we communicate that, and we're also going to put that on the receipt. Okay. All right. So now we have this. They're okay with it. We take that credit card number. We now need to go inside of Evo Plus and book it. Okay. So we're going to go Evo Plus. We're going to, of course, click on book. We're going to make sure everything matches. Are these the right dates? Is this the right room category? Is it refundable? Does it have that all-inclusive option? Check all the stuff. Is there a resort fee? Right, guys, if there was, it would be under the pay at property. This one doesn't have one, but all of Evo Plus, if there is a resort fee, it will say pay now and pay at property. I like to make sure I put that in verbally. Hey, there's a $400 resort fee in Hawaii and Las Vegas. They're notorious for them. Just make sure you have that money on your credit card when you get there. So I tell them and I write it. Do both. All right. So here for this one, we don't have a resort fee. We have a pay now. It's the total. This is where you go to book it. Notice your name is here. All of this, and you can't really change it that much. So go here at the top where it says traveler's information. It's going to default to your name. Just go ahead and click on that. And you have the opportunity to click on add new traveler. So click on your traveler information, click on it, add new traveler. This opens up this area for you, and you're able to put in their title, their first name, and their last name. Very important that you put in your email address, okay? Your email address. So go ahead and put that. And the reason why I say your email address, you want to receive the confirmation number, right? You want to make sure that you get all of the information. So if you need to edit, change, remove, all of those type of things, that you have the ability to do that. I would consider this a best practice for all your bookings, that you put in your email address. Phone number could be theirs or yours. That is up to you. And then you want to go ahead and put in the payment information. Okay. So put in their payment information right here that you received over the phone and complete the booking. Wonderful. Any questions with that? Now we have $642 left to process. Okay. So that's our commission. This is already done. So the other thing you want to do is you can go to Square. Okay. See all these pop-ups. So I have a training on how to set up Square for you if you're not familiar with that. You can also use PayPal. I would not use anything that is like Zelle, Venmo, Cash App. Those don't actually work. So you might need to, because they can't put in credit card information. So Chandra, you're going to receive an email from me at the end of this class. It's automated email. If you have to drop, please respond to that email and say, hey, please send me the links. I had to drop early. Okay, so I'll give you the links if you respond to the email. Okay. All right. Sorry, this went long. Thank you for joining. All right. So here is the setting. Oops. I'm going to show you how to create the invoice. And once again, a recording of this training will be in all of those links. So if you miss anything. All right, so right here where it says send invoice, click on that. And we're going to do this $642. Okay, so if you click here where it says add customer, you can click here and you can create a new customer. Then you can put in their name. And email address, your email address, right? Save, and you're going to put in the title, which would be wholesale processing fee. You can put in today's date, and you can leave the default of the invoice ID. And then you want to put something here. Maybe the name of the location, One King Bed, King Bed. And then maybe the dates, right? It's just something as a reference. And then you're going to want to put the non-refundable wholesale processing fee as for your records. And then you're going to put in that $642 right here. That is the line item, and press send. Can you add the square fee? Yes, I think that's a great idea. You definitely can, because there is a square fee. Square charges about 3%. If you want this $642, then add a 3.5% on top of this $642, and then you'll get your $642, and then Square will take their 3.5% off the top. So that's a great way to calculate that. And then, but yeah, that's all that you actually have to pay. So you press the send button. Where is this going? Okay, when you press send, where does it go? It's going to your email address. Very important that you understand this is your email address. So you're going to click on the invoice that comes into your email address, and you can see right here $642. Now you need to pay the invoice, right? So you're going to go ahead and click on pay invoice. And this is going to allow you to put in that credit card number that you received over the phone that you were given authorization through the credit card authorization form you used for not only their hotel, but for this 642 commission, okay? So the credit card authorization form covers this process and the Evo Plus process, okay? So you have the authorization here. You're able to put in their name, card number, and press pay. When you press pay, that 642 less the 3.5% is going to your account, right? This is called instant cash because I'm not waiting until they travel. I am not waiting until Archer sends me commission. I am getting it right now. So this is another way to make money through this business. It's instant cash. So I have a couple of things working. I've got cruises, right? I've got packages. I've got come with me trips, right? Like I'm going to Greece in October, and I still book, hey, can I help you? I have access to wholesale hotel rates. I book Evo Plus for my own commissions. So guys, we have so many ways to make money in this business. We can use all the tools. So 642 on one transaction. Imagine if you just did this part-time and you helped people and you were able to do 642, right? $500, 3 a week, 1 a week, right? Imagine that. That's not a whole lot of strain. It's being conversational, relational. It's helping people do stuff they already want to do. They already want to do travel. You're not making them do something that is foreign to them. How can you be of service? This is how you're going to scale. All right. So that is that. I want to wrap this all in a bow by creating a receipt. Another link I'm going to send you is a receipt. So with this, I like to be able to put the date, put the name of the hotel, put in the amount, put in the non-refundable wholesale processing fee, $642, and then go ahead and put how much they've paid. Guys, they've already paid this. You're just giving them a receipt. Then here, if they had a resort fee, I like to put it on the receipt. So it is a written confirmation. Hey, I'm reminding you, pay at property. There's $175 you're going to need to pay once you get there. So I communicate this verbally and in writing. Okay. Any other questions? Yes. Lauren, you asked if Evo Plus is only for accommodations. Yeah. No flights, no tours or anything like that. But you can always add those through Viator or something like that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give you those links now.